When you're out of a relationship, usually you're encouraged to be single for some time so that whatever residues you have from that relationship are done with, or to also check if you still want to be in the past relationship. Sometimes when you give each other space, you find that you still want to be together, so you give it another go. Now, if you come out of a relationship, let's say you broke up 2 weeks ago, and then before you know it, you're in another relationship, and you're serious, like in another serious relationship. First of all, you've not given yourself time to heal, you've not given yourself time to think, and this goes for both parties, whether it's male or female. And sometimes you're not thinking straight because you're angry and you're full of emotion, so what you're trying to do is hurt the other person. You're not in the right mind to be in a relationship. So the red flag here is when someone is newly out of a relationship. You ask someone, when did you guys break up? Oh, we broke up last week. And you want to be in another relationship already? Like seriously, give yourself time to heal. This is when you find people in a relationship and they are fighting with their ex. Like mentally, emotionally, they are fighting with their ex. They are with a new person. But every time this person does something, they're like, oh, you're just like my ex. You did that like my ex. You know, like it's the ex who is now in the relationship. Like psychologically, emotionally, mentally, you've carried your ex into your new relationship. Oh, you're going to cheat on me like my ex. So they are not healed. They have just moved every baggage from the other relationship and put it in this new relationship, and eventually the person they are with will get fed up of being compared to their ex. Oh, you don't do this like my ex. My ex used to do this, because they are still emotionally entangled with their ex. That's not a good place to be when you're starting a new relationship or a new marriage. So you should really give yourself time before you get into something new. Another thing I would say is the smooth talkers. They're men who say all the right things, do all the right things, look the right part, like they are every girl's fantasy. I would call these the players, I would call them the bad boys, I would call them the slay kings, I would call them the smooth talkers. They dress the part, they have the right car, they have the right apartment, they groom themselves really well, they know how to take care of themselves, they speak well, they know how to talk to a woman like they do it on a daily basis because they do it on a daily basis. So such men have mastered the art of conning women. Maybe not conning, but persuading women, confusing women, making women think that they are the right person when they actually aren't. So you find you're so easily falling in love with him. You're like, oh my God, he's the man of my dreams. He says all the right things. He does all the right things. He takes me to the nice hotels. He surprises me. He does everything right. But that is only for a certain point of time. Once they've gotten you into their trap, then you see the person completely flipping and you're like, who is this? They are totally different. All the things they used to do, they stopped doing. They stopped doing them for you. And now you find out he has 7 other women who are in line with you, and he's also going to number 8. For him is like, I would call him a collector. Their job is to collect. So when things don't work out with this one, they go with the other one, and then they move to the other one. Like they just have this array of women. They just keep moving, like shuffling. So be very careful with the smooth talkers. If you meet someone and your heart is like, this guy is too smooth, then just know your gut is telling you it's not the right person. So be careful with such people. When someone is unreliable, they never keep their word, they never keep their promises. They tell you they'll do this, they never do it. They tell you they'll be there for you, they are never there for you. You just know that whatever they say means nothing because they do not keep their word. They do not follow through. It's just the way they are. If someone is unreliable, that means even in the marriage, they'll be unreliable. You can't rely on them as a partner. You can't rely on them as a husband. You can't rely on them as a father. They will literally be unreliable. When it comes to finances, they'll be unreliable. That is just their character. Not that they cannot change, they can. But like I said, people choose to change. It's not you who has to come into their lives and tell them, now you have to change this, you have to change that. No. Your job is not to change people. Your job is to allow people to show you who they are. And when they do, make the right decision for you. The other thing is people who have or show provocative pictures online, provocative videos, and in this case I'm meaning people who are like half naked, like breasts are all out, ass is all out, and this is a normal for them, and you can really see they're getting a lot of attention and they like it. But then when you confront them, they're like, no, I'm just having fun, I'm just doing me, you're just trying to prevent me from being myself, that is who I am. You're not going to stop this person from being who they are. So if you're not comfortable with a woman or a man who likes to flash themselves on social media to get attention, safer you don't be in that relationship. Leave the flashy people to themselves, and I can guarantee you they can't handle it. Two people seeking attention never really work out because they know why they're seeking the attention. They know why they do all that. Now you, with your innocent self, you're trying to be with someone who is constantly posting pictures of her body, Don't stress your little head. Just move on. That one's not for you. Unless you like it for now, or you see that it could work for you, but she won't last with you for long. Is this very funny one? When someone is in a relationship with you, but they introduce you as a friend, a sister, a colleague, a cousin. You go meet people and this person literally tells them, oh, this is my colleague, or this is my cousin. Or if not, some don't do it in front of you, they do it behind you. So they literally tell people, you're their sister, you're their cousin, you're their relative, anything but a relationship. Every time someone confronts them and like, I see you with this person all the time, what's going on? They're like, that's just my sister, that's just my cousin, only to find out these people are actually in a relationship and sometimes even have children, but this man is portraying her as a cousin, a relative. I've had such stories and I always find it weird. Why would you do that? But anyway, that's people for you. So people will introduce you as a friend, a colleague, a relative, a cousin, anything like that. That's not a good sign. And the thing is, after that, they'll be like, no, don't take it personally. Auntie, you see that person, they'll try to make all sorts of excuses for why they called you that. Oh, I don't want them to get into our business. Why? Why don't you want them to get into our business? Because probably they see you with other people or someone else. And maybe you introduce that person as someone else. So be very careful with such people. Another one I would say is someone who prioritizes their mother, and I don't mean it in a negative way. The people who prioritize their mothers. They love them, they take care of them, they're there for them, like they have a very positive relationship with their mothers. Then there are people who go overboard. He cannot make a single decision without the mother approving. That means even when you're married, he will never take your advice. He will never take you seriously. The very first person he's going to ask is his mother. And whatever she says is what will go. So basically, your relationship will be run by his mother. He cannot function without her. If she comes into your home, she makes the decisions. She says where everything goes. She tells you how to raise your children. She budgets for you. Like, there's when it's overboard. There's when It's excessive. So if he's excessively reliant on his mother, you will always be the second woman and you will never have a say in that home. If you're okay with that, then you could go ahead. It's not a huge red flag, I guess, depending on who you are. Some people like to be in charge of their homes and don't want to be told who, where, what to do. So you have to gauge that one. Also, people who, still on that, people who value their friend's opinion more than you. Like if the friends say, we should all get cars, they all get cars, including him, even when he doesn't have the enough money to buy that car. Like he'll borrow money to be part of that group. Or when the friends say, don't bring your wives to the club, or next week we are going on a trip with certain females, and he just jumps on board and does whatever his friends tell him to do. That is a young man, that is an immature man, and he's not ready for a relationship. He's still following the pack, and the pack will dictate what he does, not you. You will struggle with him because he will feel like he's trying to be a man because he feels like his friends are men, and that's how men should be. And you are holding him back from being a man by telling him, your friends are giving you bad advice, your friends are telling you to do things you shouldn't be doing, and he will not listen to you. So you need to give him time to grow up. That means he's not ready for a serious relationship. Yeah, unfortunately. So the 2 red flags here are excessively dependent on his mother. Oh no, that is excessively dependent on his mother and friends, and introduces you as a friend, colleague, whatever. When he has anger issues, what do I mean by that? Anger issues meaning anything can tick him off anytime, and when he's angry, everyone knows he's angry. He will scream, he will shout, he will break things, he will fight, like anything can tick him off. And when he's angry, nobody can control him. He has no control over his behavior when he's angry, including being violent towards you. So if someone has uncontrollable anger, they need anger management, not a relationship. So excuse yourself from being his punching bag, because you deserve better. People who discredit marriage, these are people, or relationships. People will say, marriage is just a paper. If it's just a paper, why are you afraid of it? People who will say, titles, boyfriend, girlfriend, they're meaningless, they're pointless. I can say you're my boyfriend and still be with someone else. I can say you're my girlfriend and still be with someone else. That is true. However, if you want a committed relationship, it's important to define who you are, what the relationship is about, what is the vision for the relationship. You're not just there to waste time. If you're wasting time, that's a whole other story. Right now we are talking about people who want a serious relationship. If someone keeps refusing to give you a clear definition of what the relationship is, that's a huge red flag. That means he doesn't want to be committed to you, but he doesn't want to tell you directly. So he'll make you think relationship titles are pointless, and you buy into it because you want to be with him. And then later on he'll tell you, but did I ever tell you you are my girlfriend? Did I ever tell you you are my boyfriend? Why are you making this out to be like we are together? Yeah, now there is where you'll get the reason why it's important to define what a relationship is. Because he will throw it in your face, or she will throw it in, but you're not even my boyfriend, you're not even my girlfriend. Why are you making it a big deal? The one for marriage, if it's just a paper, why is he afraid of it? It's just a piece of paper. Go sign it. Go sign it. But he won't. He won't because he doesn't want a committed relationship. And he wants you to buy into that idea that a relationship, a marriage, is just a piece of paper. And once you buy into that, just know you're going to spend your whole life waiting on him to marry you, and he will never. He will never. So make sure it's defined. If it's not defined, if you're not sure what's going on, like I said from the beginning, please do not be lied to. Do not be deceived. Do not be brainwashed. You know what you want. Stick with it. If you can't get it, move on. Someone else will give it to you. There is not only one man in this world. There is not only one woman in this world. We are 8 billion, 9 billion people. Sincerely, you can't fail to find someone.